The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in the green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepared a table before I. In the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with no oil. The cup runneth over. Surely, goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jack get my way. Go my way. Taylor. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we only do that just to build and not to destroy. That's the only condition. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the headquarters of the truth. And, of course, my name. Blakk RASTA. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot where they are subjected to some good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce food in all its sumptuousness and palatability. And it's for the nourishment of the whole family. That is what we do here. We bring so many different ideas into play, pick up the best and use that for the development of our people. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. It is all about changing the mindsets of our people. Come here. Now, today we have a number of issues to look at, and I need you to come along. We are live on YouTube, also live on Facebook. Please send in your comments and make sure that you share the broadcast so many more people can see that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, time now to do that. All right? This broadcast will last maximum half an hour. This is the Black Pot story number 1. Now, the very first story we are looking at today will blow your mind. Adwoa Safo stopped by NPP. Who is Adwoa Safo? Adwoa Safo is the pretty woman you see here. One of the most arrogant politicians we have seen in our time. She was the one who left the shores of this country, in fact, with or without permission from the president at the time, Nana Akufo-Addo. And she flew all the way to the United States of America, according to her, to take care of her sick child. And she absconded. She left her ministry, the Ministry of Children, Gender and Family, whatever that ministry is called, my brother, my sister. And when journalists were pursuing her to return to her work, she told everybody in plain black and white that her family first. She had already sworn an allegiance to Ghana, and that Ghana will be first in all instances. But in this case, she told everybody her family first. She's going round on a rant spree on radio, trying to tell people why she decided not to return at the time. In fact, and much more. She's also on an expose spree, exposing the political party that she has belonged to all this while, when her father introduced her to J.A. Kufuor, former president of the Republic of Ghana, as a procurement lawyer, in her own words. This is Adwoa Safo. She's supposed to be a lawyer. But I wonder who is advising her. She's one of the politicians in this country with the lowest IQs. And I can tell you that on authority. My brother, my sister, she's moving from one radio station to the other, talking ill about the NPP. Everybody knows how demonic that party is. And she never said this when she was in power. She only decided to say that now. Interestingly, Adwoa Safo, when she was sacked by the president, in fact, for abandoning her ministry, came back to apologize to the president and apologize to her political party, the NPP, refusing to apologize to the people of Kwabenya, where she was an MP, So they decided to teach her a great lesson of voting her out of parliament. She claims her own party orchestrated that thing against her. My brother, my sister, she's going around from radio station to the other, talking about the NPP and the ills of the NPP, including the fact that her father's imperial bus service was brought to an abrupt end after the terminal from which it was operating was destroyed by her own NPP in power at the time. She also talked about her baby father, Kennedy Japan, how he betrayed her in 2007 when she was pregnant with his baby. Brother, my sister, asked if she would support Kennedy Japan in his bid to be president in the next elections. She said no, she would rather go for Baomia because she's not about family ties, but about competence. So you see, she's contrasting herself left, right, and center. It's not about family ties, yet my family comes first. Again, it's not about family ties, and when Kennedy Japan decided not to support her as family and decided to support Professor Michael Quay, she took offense. So the IQ is so low for this woman, and I'm still wondering how she came by a certificate that is supposed to be regarded as wittiful. They call each other learned colleagues. My brother, my sister, this is Adwoa Safo, but it looks like her party has had enough of her, and the party has moved swiftly to stop her, maybe even remove her from the party, even though she claims nobody can remove her from the party. She claims her party is a very dirty party and very wicked from her utterances. Run the story, my youth. Now watch the story. NPP drags Adwoa Safo to National Disciplinary Committee over anti-party conduct. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Now, the new Patriotic Party has referred former Member of Parliament for Dominic Sarah Adwoa Safo to the National Disciplinary Committee of the party for anti-party conduct. In a statement dated March 20, that's yesterday, 2025, and signed by the General Secretary of the party, it was stated that Adwoa Safo is expected to set a good example and adhere to the principles of discipline, loyalty, and unity that define the party. Her failure to do so contravenes Article 3(5) of the party's constitution, hence the party's action against her, following the directive issued to all members of the new Patriotic Party to cease discussions on matters that create disaffection within the party in the media. Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo's comments in the media, particularly on the Pulse show on Joy News, are a clear contravention of the directive issued to all NPP members. As she's aware, the directive explicitly states that all party members must cease discussing party issues that create unrest, negativism, and disaffection in the media and other related platforms. Her actions are not only in disregard of this directive, but also undermine the party's efforts to rebuild and move forward. Part of the statement read. Now, the statement further explained that directives have been issued to all party members and leaders to refrain from making utterances that create disaffection within the party in the media. Hence, Adwoa Safo's recent media comments contravene this directive. As a former member of parliament, former deputy majority leader, and former minister of state under the erstwhile NPP government, she was expected to set a good example and adhere to the principles of discipline, loyalty, and unity that have always defined our great party. Dash it away. Now, my brother, what kind of a party is this that calls itself a party of patriotism, yet is in the least patriotic? They can't take it when people talk against their party. They are not allowed to talk ill about their party at this time, but given 100% chance to go out and talk ill about other political parties, especially the NDC. What a party. At this point, we don't want anybody to talk ill about our party, but you can talk ill about other parties. What crazy party? Adwoa Safo is running verbal diarrhea right now, talking about how corrupt her party is and when it was in power. In fact, even procurement breaches, bribery and corruption, ghost names and ghost institutions, they were all part of the NPP. My brother, my sister, hypocritical as she is arrogant, Adwoa Safo never mentioned any of this, even though she tabled them down from 2007 and beyond. She waited until her party went into oblivion. Her party went into opposition. Then now she is speaking, dragging almost everybody in the party into the melee, including her baby father, Kennedy Japan. In the lead up to the elections, she apologized to the party, apologized to the president. Remember, we talked about it here. She never apologized to the good people of Ghana. For her, it's all about her political party and her president, a lawyer who has no patriotism at all. In an interview that I chanced on, she said her child was sick and had gone through surgery. And it would only be a witch of a mother who will leave the child and come saying that I'm coming to save my motherland. You see the mentality? These are the people you produce as lawyers. Very low wisdom. When it's about your nation, even your own life, you can sacrifice. She says, my family first, I'm not coming. The president was so embarrassed. He sacked her. And she only came to thank him for giving her the opportunity to serve. To serve who? Your family. She's full of contradictions and very low wisdom. This woman here called Adwoa Safo, one of the most arrogant women. So these are the people you become friends with. And when there's a problem and you part ways, all your secrets are now in the gallery. They have no integrity. She's so hurt and bitter that her party orchestrated her removal as MP. She wanted to be MP for life, maybe. She's so bitter. She's dragging everybody into the mud. And the party too that has no patience and will not allow people to critique it. Yet Afenyomakin is busily critiquing and mudslinging the NDC in parliament and even more. What a hypocritical party. Hypocrisy begets hypocrites. That is probably why this she-hypocrite is now ranting in the media why her party must not be trusted. Well, she has the effrontery to say nobody can remove her from the party. Here she is. She claims that Akufo-Addo was most corrupt and so many other such things. Oh, my brother. But at the end of the day, she apologized to him and thanked him for the chance. She also said she never voted for the E-levy. Was she the one in parliament? There's a popular school of thought that she was not the one in parliament. It was an imposter there. And even one Hobson Adoye also feeds into this rumor. Was she the one in parliament or not? Or was it an imposter? People like Adwoa Safo are blackmailers. You know why I say so? Watch this. When it was time for the E-levy, she left her child in the United States of America and sat in a chartered flight, according to what she herself said, that she came down because of the E-levy. But later she said she came, but she never voted for the E-levy. It could be two things. Whether she was not in parliament, even though she was in Ghana, via that chartered flight that we were told about in quotes. My brother, my sister, she still said she never voted for the E-levy. But for the E-levy, she was able to fly down, leaving her child who was on the surgeon's table to come and try to vote for the E-levy. But when it was for Mother Ghana, she would not budge. and move a limb. After all, her family first. So you see the hypocrisy. So these are the two people, one on the right and one on the left. Is that Adwoa Safo? Is that not Adwoa Safo? And I would like Parliament to go into this, or else Parliament is a weak element in Ghana. Parliament is unable to tell whether this woman here was truly Adwoa Safo or not. This small house, somebody comes to sit there for hours and you can't tell whether it was an imposter or not. Then I wonder what will happen to this country in the days to come. An imposter can come and sit in Parliament, a supposed imposter. And we are unable to tell. She herself said she didn't vote for the E-levy. Where was she? Did she come and refuse to vote, or she didn't appear there at all? My brother, my sister, left me alone, she should keep talking. But she should talk with common sense. That's all. We knew it would come up to this. When people lose elections, they become extraordinarily bitter. And they take their parties to the cleaners. Adwoa Safo has been stopped by the NPP. The disciplinary committee is going to deal with her. What is the outcome going to be like? We shall follow up and come knocking on your doors again with fresh news. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonamo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Send your comments in. Hey! Why?
Blakk Pot, Kokoshonamo.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonamo. And here we keep speaking truth to power. Next story. We're live on YouTube, also live on Facebook. Jakpa to go after Gabby, Ursula, and more. Who is Jakpa? Richard Jakpa. He was a member of the Ghana military, and we're told that he was dismissed for misbehavior. My brother, my sister, in the while Nana Akufo-Addo government, he was taken to court. He was quick enough to record some proceedings which he tendered in as evidence in court. He was exonerated and set free by the courts. It was with regards to some ambulances that were imported into the country and much more under the NDC that the Akufo-Addo government thought was a hemorrhage on the national coffers. My brother, my sister, this is Richard Jakpa. He is now an NIB, I beg your pardon, operative. National security operative. And we are told that he's the mastermind of all the Rambo style actions, raids, you may call them, on former appointees and ministers of the erstwhile Akufo-Addo government. This is Richard Jakpa. But there's another gentleman whose work I truly love. He's called Paul Adumochri. I love him. He's a smart guy, even though sometimes inordinately political. Paul Adumochri. He has a program called Good Evening Ghana on Metro TV. It's one of the top political shows in the country from when it started till now. Give him his flowers. He's a brilliant guy. He's just a little too political sometimes. But my brother, my sister, Paul Adumochiri has said something. And that is raising eyebrows. He was the first person to expose the identity of the Rambo-style raids. That is led by Richard Jakpa. When it happened in the house of the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, he flashed photographs of Richard Jakpa and identified him, saying that this was the man who was at the helm of the Rambo-style raids. What are the raids for? Former government appointees raiding their homes just to find out if they had anything to hide. And it looks like Paul Adumochiri has a list of other targets, other Richard Jakpa targets. Run the story. From Ghana Web. It says, Gabby, another NPP gurus on Jakpa's next list of raids. Wow. Now the host of Good Evening Ghana, Paul Adumochiri, has revealed what he says is a list of some of the targets of the Director of Special Operations at the National Security Secretariat, Richard Jakpa, for his next line of raids. Now these names are prominent people in the former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration, the broadcaster alleged. According to him, the list came after the special aide to the president, Joyce Bawa Muktari, asked when Jakpa would arrest some persons who played critical roles in the erstwhile NPP government. Joyce Bawa was asking Richard Jakpa that when are you going to arrest Paul Adumochiri? And it's plenty talk. As for Paul, we will get him, but we have to go to Addison, then Oketechie, before we go to him, he claims. Wow. Speaking on his program on March 20, 2025, Adumochiri alleged that Jakpa has plans of raiding the former Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori Asiama, the former Minister of Communications and Digitalization, Ursula Ekufu, NPP stalwart Gabby Asari-Ochedaku, and former Attorney General Godfrey Dame. So 5 people. Straight. Who are these 5 people? Kweku Ofori Asiama, Ursula Ekufu, Gabby Asari-Ochedaku, Godfrey Dame, and he, Paul Adumochiri. He says, I'm also on the list. Also on the list, Adumochiri mentioned his own name as part of the people supposedly on the list by Richard Jakpa. They went to Ameya's house at 4 a.m., harassed Gifty Owarimensa, and released her. But we don't know what has happened. Now they arrest people and do not file a writ in court, but are waiting. But we are waiting. The Attorney General said he will be filling, he will be filling on NPP members who have stolen money, and we are still waiting in March, he stated. That's what I read. I support these rates 100% if it will bring back all the stolen money from the erstwhile dirty, corrupt Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Bawumia government. Harass them. Richard Jakpa, if you are short of energy, I think I have a few jewels that I can lend to you. Harass all the people that you suspect. Have a hand in the suffering of Ghanaian people. Chase them night or day. Give them no rest. Torment them. Albeit, no witch hunting. Once your intelligence is right, go after Gabby. But I wonder if Gabby has any money to spend. He hasn't paid his workers for 2 months. And I'm talking about the workers at Asase Radio. And you know how news can fly. They are 2 months out of government. And exactly 2 months, they have not paid their workers. It tells you that the money they were using to pay the workers had a link to their government. A reason they must be raided and chased. 2 months now, workers at Asasi Radio have not been paid. The week they were out of government, no payment. And I had predicted that earlier. All these political radio stations are like that. When they are out of power, they don't pay. Even Kennedy Japan's radio station, I hear they are so poorly paid and so on and so forth. That is their business. If they decide to work in radio stations where they are poorly paid, it means it's not all about the money. It's about something else, right? Asasi Radio, the voice of the land, has become voiceless. You listen to the broadcast on radio and the sound is so terrible only 2 months after running out of power. It's a shame, Gabby. Are you guys not prepared to put energy into the radio station? You'll be shocked that this thing that I'm saying, some workers at Asasi Radio would come after me. Hey, you are spoiling our job. But if this thing yields results and they are paid arrears now, such hypocrites will not even come and say thank you. That's how Ghana is. Everybody fears to lose their job, even if they are paid like prisoners. It's sad. Run after them, chase them, Jakpa. And if you need some herbal energy, I can give you a lot of that. Chase all of them. All those we have national intelligence on who are crooks and thieves. Chase them. Raid them, even if it involves landing helicopters on their roofs. Chase them, like Bob Marley says, chase all those crazy bald heads out of town. Congratulations to Jakpa. But remember to operate within the confines of the law. No witch hunting. It's the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we'll take your messages and fire on. Hey! Way! Wayo!
Blakk pot, Coco show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Can we look at your comments? Right? What's on your mind? What do you have to say? Share with me. JDSGH says, greetings, Black. We are live. In our bomb pyramid says, good evening, Black Rasta. 5 seconds of silence to Bob Marley for translating my Sisale Dages into music to the world. Water, one love. That's what he says. Now, bomb pyramid says, Black Rasta, I dedicate Joseph Hills, I try. To you. Keep speaking truth to power. One boy says, good evening, Black Rasta. Welcome back. Hope all is well with you and the team. Keep up the great job. To my darling says, our motherland Ghana, Adwoa Safo says she wanna clear her thinking. She can't fool us. She can't fool us. Kweku Emil, brother Kweku, all the way in Chicago. She-town. He says, good. One love, Black, watching you live from She-town. Right? Toma. Thank you so much, Brother Kweku. Now, Pyramid says, may the spirit of our holy ancestors, the ancestors' connection within us, spark up now. All right? Problem at all. Aljan says, one love. Echo Bunny says, good evening, Blakk. Ghana politics is disgracing. Ghana has suffered from these our politicians. God save us. Come here. You think say you be wise. Now Bon Pyramid says, how do I meet you, Blakk Rasta? Oh, it's so easy. Just come over to 3FM and then at the reception ask of me. A call will be sent through to me and I will speak to you. Right? Now Bon Pyramid says he wants to meet me. I want to meet him too. Or else, anywhere you know I have a concert, come through and let's talk backstage. To my darling says, low wisdom, low IQ. This na beauty without brains. Blakk Rasta. I don't blame her, but the leaders who appoint her time after time. It's sad. Oh. Yeah. Tina Ray says, good evening, Blakk. Dari DD Francis says, good evening, my mentor. I love your show and personality in general. Rastafari. Tina Ray, how are you doing? Isaac Daku says, more fire. Finn Amedeko says, the lecturer himself, King Blakk, Empire Media, ready to listen to lectures. Michael KB Kumson says, hello, Blakk. It's always a joy waiting to hear from you. It was a shame I couldn't approach you to take a photo with you at the Kuchoko program, even though I was at the VIP side. Oh, my brother. I had so many pictures whilst I was on my feet running around, but more to come. Make sure you don't lose the opportunity next time. Give me a photo moment, please. All right? All right. These are your comments coming in from Facebook and also from YouTube. Remember to share the broadcast. Cletus Akani says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. I'm watching you live from Kumasi. Keep it up. Mubarak MBK says, happy Friday, Blakk Rasta. Nanda Mugi says, oh yes, Parliament has proven to us that they are useless. Fina Americo says, Paul is next for the Christmas tree at the airport. Benjamin Tay, the general pathologist, says, why is he giving them a hint before? They can transfer the hidden monies to different places and locations. Oh well. Joe Louis, a boxer, famed for his powerful speech that I want to quote right now. He said in the boxing ring, you can run, you can jump, you can duck, but you can hide. It's like Judgment Day. Where you gonna run to? You can't give a bribe because God takes no bribe. Where you gonna run to? You can run, but you can't hide. As Log says, do the job for us, Blakk Rasta. And of course, that is why I'm here. And of course, my brother, my sister, this is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushudomo. Yeah, man. Benjamin Tay, the general pathologist, says, Finamer Eko, or say, Nkrumah should also be arrested for COVID money. Is it Osei Nkrumah? Are you sure? Or upon Nkrumah? Which one? Sir Confidence Akapone is laughing. Malcolm Insian says, torment them. Oh, yes. Pat Awo says, family and friends. Pat, how are you doing? Raka Raka says, good evening, my boss. I'm watching you live from Agbozome. You are making our motherland, Ghana, proud. Keep it up. In fact, minority in parliament can talk more. But I want to let them know that they are going to be in opposition for 20 years. Blow them off fire, Blakk Rasta. To God be the glory. All right. Yes, beautiful comments coming in. We appreciate all these comments. We will be taking the second batch of the comments pretty soon. Last story for the day. MAHAMA will fail Galamsey fight. And this is the MPRAESO MP. You know who he is? MPRAESO MP. Oh, wow. He's not bleaching. That's how his face is. I am proud of people who do not bleach. And I love people who dress traditional. So, looking at him right from the start, I'm tempted to think that he's supposed to be somebody that I would love. But some people take photos with this. After that, they go and wear their suit. And then they get into their real skin. But let's see what this man has to tell us. What is he saying? If able-bodied military men failed, what can water guards do? MPRAESO MP to MAHAMA. Okay. Now let's look at the wisdom in this. Run it, my youth. Now, the Member of Parliament for MPRAESO, Davis Ansa Opoku, has weighed in on the ongoing discussion surrounding the deployment of 2,000 trained water guards as part of the government's efforts to fight illegal mining. Popularly known as Galamsey, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Adwoa, announced on March 17, 2025, the commencement of a 4-week training program for the first batch of 460 blue water guards. Wow. Now these guards, comprising both men and women, will patrol and protect water bodies from illegal miners operating within them. They will also be responsible for providing round-the-clock monitoring and protection of the nation's water bodies. Now, the Member of Parliament from MPRAESO, David Ansa Opoku, has weighed in on the ongoing discussion surrounding the deployment of 2,000 trained water guards as part of the government's efforts. These are the people who are supposed to, protect our water bodies. Flip this page. We've read it already, right? Yes. And what is he saying? Speaking at the launch of the initiative in Zenglebo, the minister emphasized the critical role of this program in combating Galamsey. And what is the MP for MPRAESO say? Flip the page, right? What is he saying? He says, yet the selfish actions of illegal miners are robbing us of these vital resources. The Blue Water Initiative is our response, a comprehensive strategy to safeguard our water bodies and promote sustainable practices. That's the Minister of Lands speaking. However, speaking about the government's initiative, Ansa Opoku noted that during the MPP era, military personnel were deployed to combat the illegal mining menace, yet they were unsuccessful. He questioned why able-bodied military men failed to address the issue, and now the task is being assigned to these young men and women. The Galamseyers continue to destroy our river bodies and our forests, and I'm praying that the minister clamps down on them. Just to add, in recent times, I've seen the minister recruit some young men, water police, who would be protecting river bodies and protecting forests. Mr. Speaker, what somebody on social media said is that if able-bodied military men could not protect our river bodies and protect our forests, what are these young men going to do? But probably maybe in the spirit of David and Goliath, where David, in a very skinny way, could bring down Goliath. We are hoping that these young, untrained men are able to contribute to preserving our rivers and our forests. So you see pessimism at its helm. This is supposed to be an MP, MPRAESO, in the Ashanti region, where Galamsey is rife. He says that because soldiers, able-bodied soldiers could not succeed, how could water police, young men and women, succeed? Look at the level of thinking. Very low and mediocre. These are the people who are supposed to think for their constituencies and protect them. These days, I don't know if we are fed with low-brain food in this country. Everybody seems to be low-brained. Are we eating too much junk or what? Or the vaccines have polluted our minds? Ghana used to be bigger than this. Listen, there was a time Ghana soldiers were seen as one of the best in the whole of Africa. I spoke to one soldier. I was a little boy then. Ado, wherever you are, Ado Chre. Papa Koko's son, all the way from the BA. I remember you, Joseph Ado. That's his name. Ado told me, he was a soldier, that whilst other African countries were thinking about muscularly, macholy men to become their soldiers. Ghana was rather looking at the brain, the training, and the expertise. As a little boy, I couldn't get him. Then he went further to say, we are in there to fight with the guns. It's not a physical battle without weapons. Therefore, a little child with brains, with a gun in his hand, is more deadly than a mountain of a man without a weapon and common sense. I don't know how many people know the direction I'm going. Soldiers are trained for combat. Navy is trained for water combat and much more. In America, they are also the Marine, whatever they call them. They are the most deadly. They are normally the first to be sent to any battlefield before the other soldiers follow suit. They are most deadly. People have been brought together to be trained specially to do water combat. Fight people who are destroying our water bodies. An MP who is supposed to be called an honorable sits back with low quality brains. What Goliath could not do. You think that this little Davids can do that? My brother, it's not about how huge your body is. It's about the size of your brain and also your level of patriotism. May I hit it again? I told President MAHAMA today on my radio show, Mr. MAHAMA, all these efforts will come to naught. N-A-U-G-H-T. Not if patriotism is relegated to the curb. All the efforts will be meaningless. Hey, you can get the most well-trained water police and nothing would happen if patriotism is absent. If you have people like Adwoa Safo that you are putting on the water bodies to protect, you will fail because they have no patriotism. It's their family first. As long as the food of their family is not there, forget about it. After all, when she even lost the primaries, she was still singing a song that shows that when her family eats, then she has also eaten. It's all about her family. Meanwhile, this was a woman who were busily decorating in national colors for national duty. There are some dimwits who might think this is a personal fight. I don't even know that woman. Never met her. This program has gone beyond personal fights. We have grown beyond that. It's all about Ghana. And I'm glad you know that. My brother, the water police will fail if patriotism is not the center stage, the pillar, the backbone, the central pillar. Their hearts must beat for Ghana. They must understand that the water bodies that are being polluted right now will find its way or their way into taps, and we shall drink the pollution. And that flora and fauna feeding on this will gradually die. Those of you who like to eat akrantie and bush meat, the polluted water bodies will kill them. Now you have to eat gogomi for survival. And ntafre. Why is this country so lax-latter when it comes to issues of patriotism? Why? I want to know. Patriotism looks like a stepchild in our democracy and our country. And I keep wondering, when I was growing up, all over in my area, everybody wanted to fly out. And it's still the same and even worse. Now they have a new term for the Jakpa. With the Jakpa. Now the Jakpa. Who would stay and keep this? If your mind is to live outside the country, then why would you take care of your country? The Americans are so proud of keeping their country. When you go to America and you are talking to the youth, little children who are coming up, all they are thinking about is to be able to serve their country, America. But with us, no, we are going to school to leave the country and go and work in America and in England. I heard Adwoa Safo say in an interview, she had to leave the country because her children were under threat. Some unknown assailants went to their school, trying to pick them up and target them for harm. She couldn't find anywhere in the world but America. I cannot afford to take my family to America when they are being threatened. Is she the only politician with children? How about the other ones who were targeted? How did they solve that? If your party is in power and police cannot be sent to take care of some of these things, you have to take them abroad. If America was as toxic as Ghana, would you have sent them there? Common sense is a problem in this country. Patriotism must come to play. I won't talk for too long. Mr. MAHAMA, I'll leave it to you. Patriotism. There should have been a minister of patriotism. I said it over and over. I am the prophet of patriotism. We will work with any minister on patriotism issues. And I will put down my life for patriotism. That's what we need. What more can I say? It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. Shall we look at the final messages and we are done? All right. We visa dollars. He says, Blakk, how are you able to speak with a fearless heart, which I admire, but the system in which we find ourselves has a way of breaking you down when you appear odd amongst them? Well, my brother, I think it's the passion. It's not about being fearless. It's about being passionate. When you are passionate about something, nothing stops you from going for it. I want to see my children, your children, grow in an environment where they'll be proud to say, we are Ghanaians, we love Ghana. Not, we are going to school so we can go to England or America to go and live our lives. No, it's disheartening. Abdullah Suleimana says, Gabby is only playing with our minds. He would pay for us to think he is not what Ghanaians thought he is. Well, time will tell. Me love you, Blakk. Keep the fire burning. Rastafari. Rasdi, right? Zibli Muhammad said, welcome, Blakk Rasta. Time will tell. Says, Blakk, watching you live from Qatar. All right? Love and respect. I have no problem. If you travel outside the country to work, bring home the money and develop our nation, no problem. You're going to study. Listen attentively. To study. Nkrumah did the same. Study, bring your mind here, your brains, and come and support Ghana. I have no problem. But I have a problem when you look down on your country. Everything is bad about your country. Everything is angelic about wherever you are going. Yalim Harun says, more Fire King, watching live from London. Raka says, in fact, you are the real Salaga soldier. Mark Romeo Fori says, I'm late, Professor. All right, Blakk. Raphael Kofi says, Woyoy. Sedu Isaka says, Blakk Rasta, good job from Tokyo. Respect. Okay. It's a Friday. God bless you. Thank God it's Friday. Most of you have been working from Monday to Friday. Time now to take a rest. Remember to observe your Sabbath. Sabbath simply means rest. Rest is important and keep it holy. All right? Don't do what I won't do. I'll catch you again. Hey! My name Blakk Rasta. Way! Wayo!